A lakeside landscape. A picturesque house in the woods.
You're
An older couple.
given a time frame, but it's so vague.
A man.
Every individual is different. You know, the neurologist that we saw at first said to me, well, at least you're carrying extra weight, so you'll probably last a little longer. You know, and that's the first time we get a compliment for being fat.
Overcast sky, hydro wires, and 2 treetops. Yellow text forms in the foreground. Title card, How We Die. Black text underneath, the future of end of life. This episode, How We Die, the MAiD decision. Roberts Creek, British Columbia. A woman makes a bed. The patient.
This thing's gonna act up today.
She places a power lift over top of the bed.
Okay, good?
Yep.
Okay, I'll be back with the chair.
John
I
Turnbull.
was having trouble with balance and had a few falls.
Lynn Chapman.
They did a really in-depth testing of John's legs and feet,
John is lifted
and I guess
into a power
your
chair.
hands and arms. And so that was the way that they did their diagnosis, and they confirmed it was ALS.
Do you want it just tucked?
Yeah, I think it's okay.
Feels all right?
John enters the living room.
What?
Look at you.
Let me escape.
ALS, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease, is a progressive condition that is terminal, usually within 2 to 5 years after diagnosis. John.
When you're getting out and you see other patients, what conditions they're in with respirators and feeding tubes, and in my mind, I can see the door, it's narrowing down.
Lynn.
You know, with the reality of dying and that it was going to happen in a specific time frame, you have to deal with what's right in front of you.
John eats.
We both knew about MAiD. We both knew that John would want to use MAiD.
Medical assistance in dying, MAiD, M-A-I-D, has been legal in Canada since 2016. Lynn hands John a photo album. John.
We talked about it after the diagnosis, where my limit was going to be.
Lynn.
The thing about MAiD is it's so critical that you have a choice. You don't have to wait till the last vestiges of the disease with the suffering takes you finally. You can
John looks at
have a peaceful, dignified
a
death.
photo of 2 children.
The acceptance part wasn't that difficult, really, was it?
It was hell on wheels for me.
Yes, for the kids.
It was straightforward for you. Yeah, I was doing anticipatory grieving, and I think you didn't expect that.
They hold hands.
You didn't expect it to be so upsetting for me. Oh, look at this one.
Oh.
Back in the day.
Photo of younger John.
There you are.
Oh, good heavens.
Uh-huh.
What a handsome lad.
Oh, you had to say it.
Looks very intelligent.
Oh, yeah.
A stained glass bird.
Is it too late for me to ask for coffee?
No? Do you want some coffee?
Lynn.
Caregiving, it's not easy to do. And it's one thing to do it for a couple of days or to do it as a job, which is what I did. And it's another thing to do it 24/7. There's going to be some point where it's not enough. I don't know what that's going to be like. And so I think it's important when you're in such a meshed relationship brought on by external factors to be clear about your role.
Lynn helps John get into the lift.
Okay.
John.
We've been friends and partners for so long, done so much together. I'm gonna miss her a lot. It's not gonna be easy for her.
He's lowered into an armchair.
I don't know how I'm going to be. You know, if you think about me and you think about John and you think about us, there's a big overlap. There's the us that really is where most of me lives.
Lynn unhooks the lift.
that legislation that allows for MAiD has opened a door. I do believe it's what will happen more frequently for people in the right circumstances. It won't be for everybody, but I think that people can say, it's time. It's time. Let me go.
John.
I think it's really important for people when it gets to a point where life isn't worth living and it's supported by your family and your doctors and your friends. They don't want you to suffer either. I think the main thing is that you have the confidence in your decision that that's what you want to do. And I think when you make the decision, it'll be easier. I think it's important to have that opportunity, that vehicle. Made me feel better knowing that I had control over what happens to me. And Lynn and I have talked about a little bit about how we're going to do it. And I think I'd like to keep it just Lynn and I and just to be together and go to sleep.
Credits. Kitab Productions Inc. logo. Produced with the participation of TELUS Fund. Stories for Caregivers. In an initiative produced by the Coop Company. Legal disclaimer.